What's happening, people? We're back in the shop today working on the drift car and the 1JZ. This is 1JZ number 2.0. Number 1 had some issues, so we're back in here working on this one. Got all the exhaust side parts taken off, got the intake parts all painted, looking good. Super sexy fuel rail. But what we're gonna be doing today, as you can see, this oil pan, it has seen better days. We're gonna be trying to pop that pan off,
spin the motor over.
That's the plan for today. I guess I'll go ahead and give you guys some YouTube car part eye candy. We got Fortunato 500 series coilovers up here, some Brembo blanks, the PBM 300ZX brakes, the Villains angle kit, cut knuckles. So I took these off, cleaned them real well, TIG welded these plates in here. That's some car part eye candy for you. That super sexy white engine bay up there. So I got the motor flipped back around. I need to take a little bit of the front apart so I can get this water pump. I'm gonna go ahead and put the 2JZ water pump that I have for it on here, and then I can go ahead and put the exhaust side back together with all the fresh, new, sexy painted parts. And I just wanna go ahead and put this water pump on here so it'll be a little bit easier to connect this coolant tube while the everything's off of here, and I can bolt it on real easy. And then once all that's back together, that's where the real fun stuff happens, where I can start. So let's unzoom this thing. Man, it's been a long time since I've had this camera in my hand, and it actually feels pretty damn good because I have not been filming videos, but man, do I have an update for y'all. So what I was just about to say in the video is not what happened. Long story short, I ran into a big issue with the bolt on the front of the crank pulley. One of the most stubborn crank pulley bolts I think that has ever been on a JZ. So it got to the point where the next thing that was gonna break was the engine stand that the engine was on. And I'm talking, we've hit this thing. We broke a 4-foot fucking breaker bar trying to get this damn thing off. My car is at GMG Automotive right now, George Grob, and this is what the engine bay looks like at the moment. If you can see that, there is a JZ in the 240. So I'm kind of sitting on some footage right now, and I didn't really know what to do with this footage, which is why it's kind of been a little bit since I've had a video come out. I'm just trying to give you all an update. I think what I'm gonna do is basically try to combine maybe some of this footage and a little bit of the next video, which was gonna be painting the top of the cool pack covers purple and all that stuff. So otherwise it just wouldn't have made any sense. But just know that when I'm filming this clip right now, the motor's already in the car, the wiring harness is hooked up, everything's hooked up, the transmission's in the car. I did film some of this stuff, like some of the transmission stuff, I'm pretty sure. The car's gonna be running in like a week or something, and I wanted to dump all this footage so I can drop a new video when it's actually running and not be months down the road. So, hope you guys are stoked. Let's get back to the video. Peace out. Before you say I need a stronger impact or you need to put a breaker bar on it, we put a 4-foot breaker bar, and me and my dad both lifted ourselves off the ground, and yes, we were going the right direction, and that bitch was still not breaking loose. We sprayed it all with PB Blaster, even though you can't really get to the threads. We heated it up, apparently not enough, and it still will not come off the engine. So that's when I'm just like, oh my god. I put a 1100 foot-pound Ingersoll Rand impact on it, which is one of the strongest, if not the strongest, in that size class. Still is not budging. And I mean, this thing will take off bolts off of anything. We've never had it not get the bolt off. So we're starting to get like, oh shit, like this thing's not gonna come off. We can't strip the head off this bolt because then we're gonna have a really bad day. So I'm just like, oh shit, we're getting frustrated. Call George, he's like, yeah, you know, you need to put some heat to it. Sometimes they're a bitch. And the motor ended up at George's shop. He's gonna hopefully get that bolt off the front of it, or not hopefully, I know he will, but while it's there, I'm gonna get him to retorque the bolt, which means that I'm gonna get him to do all the stuff that's behind it that I was gonna do, which means cam seals, timing belt, front main seal, water pump, that sort of thing. All the stuff that's behind the balancer. So in about a couple days, I will get the motor back from George. And all right, so update number 2. When I filmed that clip, my motor was originally going to George to get, like I was just saying, like all the seals and stuff that were behind the crank pulley. Whilst the motor was at George's shop though, some other things came up and it got to this point where I normally would have never even talked to a shop about having them finish my swap, and I kind of thought it was at a point too where it was going to be possibly another 20 or 30 hours worth of work, which would have been 2 or 3 grand at a shop. I ended up asking him, like, just for my own information here, like, how much time do you think this would just take just to like bring you my shell, drop the motor in it real quick, and I'll come back and just do the rest of it. They could just quickly do it. I come pick it up, make an exhaust for it, make the intercooler piping, which is still the plan. He quoted me like not a whole lot of time, to the point that it was like, all right, this is 100% worth it. It was like, I can get my car done way quicker, or so it seemed. I didn't want it to seem like I had him do my entire swap because I couldn't get the crank pulley off. The crank pulley bolt was just the catalyst that started this whole rabbit hole. I'm gonna cut this video a little bit short instead of trying to put a bunch of random footage in there, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you have any questions about what's going on with the JZ, just send me a comment. It'll pop up on my phone, and it's kind of like sending me a text. I'll just respond to it pretty quick, hopefully, most of the time. So if you guys like this video, drop a big, giant, ginormous, freaking fat like down below, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out.